أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا كل شيء خلقناه بقدر وما أمرنا إلا واحدة كلمح بالبصر إنا كل شيء خلقناه بقدر وما أمرنا إلا واحدة كلمح بالبصر ولقد أهلكنا أشياعكم فهل من مدكر وكل شيء فعلوه في الزبر وكل صغير وكبير مستطر إن المتقين في جنات ونهر في مقعد صدق عند مليك مقتدر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان إن المتقين في جنات ونهر في مقعد صدق عند مليك مقتدر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام والأرض وضعها للأنام والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار وخلق الجان من مارج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان
أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. On this beautiful Friday afternoon, coming to you live from this beautiful city of the Mother City. You must always remember why they call this the Mother City. There is no other city in the world that is called the Mother City. And there is specific reasons why it's called the Mother City. Due to us having had suffered of amnesia and our parents, probably the great parents as well, yani, you are a lost tribe in this part of the world, as Khaleds, as Malays, as whoever you want to define yourself. And therefore, you have been the subjects of everybody that came and used you, abused you, and gave you the most falses of identities that you today have no history except for a slavery history, and you have no wealth, you have no land, you have nobody, your enemies are feeding your own children, educating your own children. You are sending your children to other lands to find work, to find employment. Basically, as I see the picture in a wholesome way, you are a civilization, you are a community, you are a nation that has lost every bit of sense of belonging. That is what has happened to you. And this unfortunate part here is there was no God to help you. The God that you claimed, that you believed in, and that you sacrificed and you paid and you made your different rituals, he did not come. He let you down, he let your children down, and he let your great grandchildren down. So by now, if you as a real conscious, sensitive, sensible human being, very normal, cannot realize that something is not making sense at all here. Okay. That your children, I have to tell you guys, come on now, man. You guys must start waking up. Okay. Your problem, that your challenge as a life in lifestyles, like if you come to terms with the fact that you kept your middleman as the trading force of your God. Okay, he sold your God. You accepted the middleman as a God, for a God trader. He was the trader. He was the currency regulator. Okay, he gave you an understanding of who your God is, so that he in turn can be secured in his little heaven, and you would be fearing that which is unknown to both of you. Okay? So clearly, so broers and sisters, iman het vir julle 'n moer se groot kop aangesit. Okay? We know the game, we know the play, we know exactly what time it is in the heavens, right? وَإِذَا انْسَلَخَ الْأَشْهُرُ الْحُرُمُ. When the time, now we have passed the months of the Ashhurul Hurum is now on the 15th tonight. It has completed on the Badr. Okay? فَقْتُلُوا الْمُشْرِكِينَ حَيْثُ وَجَدْتُمُوهُمْ. Now comes in the next order that comes from the instruction of the heavens. Okay? This is in real time, not in the Jahannam. Kick any Jahannam. You decide who your God is. You decide where your Qibla is. You decide whatever you want to in the Jahannam, because Allah got no hands in that. Shaitan and you and I are the main kunains in the Jahannam. But in Jannah, only the law of Allah rules there. Okay? If you reside in Jannah, then you are firstly having a pure heart. You do not have any distractions, and you are not in a space where you are being openly violated. Okay? Jannah's doors are open as we talk right now, because the Ashhurul Hurum is gone. Okay? Now, in where the 314 soldiers comes into this age now, and there is now aid coming from the heavens. Allah Ta'ala says, وَلَقَدْ نَصَرَكُمُ اللَّهُ بِبَدْرٍ وَأَنْتُمْ أَذِلَّةٌ فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. If you were 3,000, we will send you 3,000 of soldiers, of malaikas. Okay, people, you must get out of the concept that the malaika have a wing. Hy is in die ou tyd, hy is nie meer week, hy week nie meer vir die human brain nie, die lighties gaan dit nie glo nie. Okay, as julle dit geweek het, it was nie meer practical for the age nie. Okay, so whoever gave you a physical view of a prophet or of a angel, it has been it doesn't suit our conceptualization. Okay, it doesn't work for us. Okay, so you gotta go into the realm of the Baltin. Okay, you as a civilization, you could have lived for 40 years, 50 years, ظاهر, in the physical manifestation, where you believed everything was real, when you could touch it. Okay, when you could see it, when you could control it. Okay, now at this moment, since 2020, you have gone internally. Okay, as where your next generations are going to be residing. That science, that methodologies, that calculations, that arithmetics, that combination, that paradigm does not work as what your external senses was programmed to understand. Okay, therefore, the God of all the angels, the God of all the prophets, the God of all the books, he has only come and brought you the message to tell you, in all the ancient tablets and all the ancient scrolls, yani, be it in the Enoch, be it in the Hindu scriptures, be it in the Buddhist, be it in the Islam, be it in the Yahud, be it in all of them. The only thing they came to tell you is that when is the system going to change? Okay, when you will have to understand what is the meaning of divinity, because we were having a time outside in the physical where it was an illusional paradigm. Okay, this is a real, I'm telling you guys. Okay, this is really on the cards here. You're going to see how this thing is going to fall and how life is going to change, and for the best, not for the worst, for the best. For the best for those who did not love the dunya, for the worst for those who fell in love with something which was for something which was fictional, okay, illusional, okay, something that had to do, because you couldn't cleanse your ego conscious, okay, for your higher conscious to be downloaded into your reality that is now unfolding and unveiling. Okay, so this was now we are now going internal, interior. It's the interior heredity science. How well do you know yourself? How well have you prepared yourself for this Yawmul Maw'ud, for this promised time? Okay? How well did you prepare yourself for the aftermath? Okay? The COVID aftermath, the dunya's aftermath. You are now being flipped. Okay? Ala aqibayhi. Okay? You are now psychologically, you can't stop it, people. It's nature. You cannot fight nature. You were given a artificial intelligence. The 19 gave you a simulation into a bionic, respiratory, cycle, where you were feeding of something that had kept you alive, but it wasn't real. Everything you see on television, it's all the ways how it is trying to distract you, and you cannot see it because the truth is in plain sight. Okay, so they have to, your adversary has to tell you the truth in your face, but you should not be believing it, because when they tell you that you will own nothing, you're not supposed to have owned anything at all in the beginning. Okay, it was all sovereign wealth, people. It was sovereign trust. It was about sharing and caring. When you went into a capitalistic and a feudalistic kind of financial module and got yourself trapped into the fiat reserve currency, that was complete illusions, because everything was credit based. Anything that is built on credit is artificial. But when you build your further your ego and your empire and your, there was no place for God. You had to create your own God. That is the shirk. Now you are going to become a kafirul shirk, a kafirul mushrik. Okay, you're going to become the denier of someone that has committed this shirk. This is your condition as a civilization. That's why you were destroyed in COVID, because you did not know what you were doing. Okay. With the religions, all the religions has been, it has to be rescripted. Okay, it has to be reinterpreted in the akhirah. Now that we are in the internal side, we will understand that everything lives within. Okay, the Quran is not external. That's just a book. The real Quran, the kitab is outside, the Quran is inside. Okay. Now you can understand and meet the Rasul because the Rasul carries the kitab. Yani khuluquhu al-Quran. Okay. This is now where you are having to use your higher self, your higher your higher self, your real self. This is our real self. This is the eternal, this is the batin, this is the interior. Okay, this is what we are made for. If you are soul, if you know that you cannot die, if you are immortal, if you know who you are, then you have found your Jannah in earth. Okay, if you do not know who you are, you will be punished, and you will be punished by your sins. This is the time of hisab. Because did you think you have to die? You don't know by rights what is death, people. It's only being programmed in your mind for what you see somebody closing his eyes. That person is not dead, it's you that is dead. Okay, because that person cannot die because he is his ruh, as what you are your ruh. Okay, but you had to realize that there was a change of the seasons that happened in your lifetime. And that boat that Khidr and Musa went on, you and I was part of that boat that went down. Every fact that existed had been deflated. Every truth that existed had been made into a lie. And it was time for you to find your own God, because you have God internally. Your divinity resides within you, people. So those who could not find the escape, they had to resort to the dark world. Okay, the physical entrapment, where they will pay for their sins. They will pay for salvation. They will pay for forgiveness. They will pay human beings to do them the job, because they do not have access to be in the akhirah with the rusul, with the messengers and the messages and the Quran, not the kitab. You know, we are half of kitab. Allah keeps the Quran pure for those who understand, those who's done the homework, those who have been on the assignment. Okay, so now the 313 Sahaba, which you call, that had been sacrificed in the Badr, they come into Ruh. You are now going into the Ruh space, okay, into the infinite space, okay, into the unseen space, because your heart has to be open now, people. This is the Badr that came. You can swim now. We're going to swim now. Those who are men, rijalun, la tulhihim, those who were the real people that came into earth, the 1,144,000 angels, and the angels that did not fall, the naqatullahi fil ard. Now there is a new chamber opening up now. So anyone, all religions will be destroyed. Every single religion will be destroyed. Because you must come back to your natural deen. You must come back to Allah. You don't need prophets now. You can find Allah. You need to find Allah, because your ruh is Allah. Allah is your ruh. Everything you need to know is inside of Allah's ruh. Okay? You have to now know yourself. You have to now identify with who you were. Okay? You have been given a modulation for 5 years by the shaitan. Okay? Given you a different understanding of what happened in 2020 and how he indoctrinated you and made you believe that that is a religion of science and all these things, and gave you another war to fight outside of you. But he had actually just invaded your sovereignty. He's just repatterned you so that you can be the stock that he can exchange in this new age, that he needs your beliefs in the religions and the gods that he has offered you, that is not in your sovereign space, but it is in the chosen nations that you believe God had made a mistake and made you inferior and made other people superior. That is the plurality that you fell into, the duality. While there is no true state solutions, you are only conscious and we are all one. If you understand who you are not in the physical. You have been trialed by the Lord that controls the mind and the thoughts, okay, and the conscious. And now, when the wanneer die pad toegegaan het, toe gaan daar 'n nuwe pad oop. Wanneer die ou deurtjie toe is, toe gaan daar nou 'n nuwe deurtjie oop. Maar nie almal het die keys vir hy deurtjie nie. Daarvoor vanaand is dit watte in die regte tyd, vanaand is dit boebe aan. Vanaand is die 15de aan, broers. Môre is die 15de dag, die aankom voor die dag. Maar die way ons gepattern gewys het, is ons ding môre aan is boeba aan. Nou boeba kom van die woord babi, biba. Okay? Biba kata. Okay? It's only sounds, but you have to be finely attuned in order to get and pick up the incoming data. Okay? This is highly, highly confidential things that I am explaining to you people today. You will not hear this in your lifetimes. Okay, it's not in books, because this war now is a conjure spiritual war. Nothing is going to stand, people. Nothing that is false is going to stand. All the gods that we have created, all the money systems, everything must go. That's why the Americans and the Arabs are going on so crazy, because they are not going to be part of our next reality. We're not going to need another nation and another people to identify with our sovereign wealth and divinity, because it's all internal. God always put it internal. It was never external. Just people got carried away with the secular realism and the sciences that became a religion, and the entertainment and the digital advent. That's where we lost it all. Ons dra nie meer ons original eyebrows, eyelashes, ons is 'n nasie. Ons is 'n koumoloot geword. But nobody's supposed to tell you this, because you are supposed to remain a slave because your parents were slaves. That's what the master told you when he taught you how to become a qualified historian. Okay? So, kan nie glo dit gebeur in ons lewenstyd nie. En julle en ons kan nie ons self uit hy trap uitkry nie. En Allah praat directly met ons. Yeah. It's a difficult situation. Allah must grant ease. Why? Because our great mothers of this land, people, they had really did their best in order to keep us prepared to win the seiga, wanneer die trompet gaan geblaas word, dan gaan at least 'n paar van ons dit kan hoor, because meeste gaan ons soos doof, blind en dom. Okay? Maar subhanallah, inshallah, Allah is kind. Allah is most kind to all of us. Allah will guide our mothers to guide their children. That as people, when you want to do an act of, if you want to do a crime, then kill your mother, kill your father, kill your mother and your grandfather. That is the most brutalist thing you can ever do in this world, is when you claim that your mother is dead. Okay, that word that you put on her kills her in the akhirah. That's why you don't remember her. That's why you don't speak about her, because the word you use. When we can't say that, people. We must say wafat. Ons moeder is gewafat dunya, ons vader is gewafat dunya. Hoekom? Because it see that hulle fulfill hulle certain stage en hulle het aangegaan na die next stage toe. That is how we, every day, if we sit on the buka tafel, says, hey, mama het gelijk die, hey, mama het gelijk die, hey, die, that. Why? Because mama is with us. Don't you understand how you psychologically, physiologically work? Yani, it's really, it's for me, it's a very difficult part of how a child, yani, wala taqatulu awladakum khashyata al-imlaq. We've been bankrupted in this way, and because of our psychology. Now there's a new psychology coming into the children's realm, the next generation's realm, where they will be living with those who are yani, divinely yani, alive. Okay, those who are in Jannah, because they are living in the golden loop of a faith age. This is the highest conscious that we could ever have reached after yani, coming out of the lowest form of yani, indoctrination. Most, we live, we know what the akhirah is. This is how the akhirah is. Come here, come to Paul. What's wrong? Allahu Akbar, mashallah. It's Afia that came to visit today, mashallah. So people, we make dua, but we are just here to update you with the current, Lever Bakr. We are just here to update you with the weather report. Weather is we are there. Or we are there. Okay? The psychology, the God trading, the information in this new dispensation, even the language has to change, the science has to change, because Allah destroyed everything, people. Wallahi, Allah destroyed. فَدَمَّرْنَاهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. They are just living as zombies. Hulle lewe soos jinne nou daar buitekant. Everybody, people, everybody. Illa ma rahima rabbi. Except who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. This is in real time, in conscious who you are. You are only conscious. You are not your body, man. This is just the physical capture. You had to come wake up so that you can repattern the module of how civilization and how society must operate, not the way it is operating, because currently you're living in Jahannam. What you are facing and witnessing, it's a full, real show, reality show of Jahannam. That's where you subscribe to. That's why it keeps you entertained, keeps you busy, it keeps you taking aside, it keeps you feeling emotionally entrapped. Because that's got nothing to do with Allah and Rasul and Quran. That's a Jahannam story. Believe you what I'm telling you. You had to find your authentic self, that you don't die in that form. We went through death, but most of you didn't wake up from the death. Okay? Now you still believe that you have to go under the ground. The waba came. You have to find the dot underneath the earth so that you can see what was transforming inside of you. Now, we are now a new species. We are now a new mind. It's a new mind. There's a new vision. There's a new human. There's a new ruh. That we have now in real time. I am a testimony to it. Okay? There is life after death. That is what we're actually saying here. Okay? And we had that opportunity, and because of your beliefs, our beliefs, many of us could not make it. Now, was your beliefs valid or invalid? Well, it was all invalidated because you didn't by yourself read the book or listen to the wisdom of the ancestors that they planted in us. Okay? I am witness to it. I am a shahid and a mashhur. I had experienced the both ends of the spectrum, and I believe that this is the bar. This is now we are giving a new appointment. What is now your new purpose? Yes, baby, I'm gonna come to you now. So, inshallah, it's almost again time for buka. But this is the true update of where you are as a civilization. This way we are recording now, it goes into the AI as we design it, okay? and then it gets moduled onto the AI's algorithms. Okay, then it goes synchronized into the collective conscious of all of humanity. Okay, because we all live in one. وَمَا خَلْقُكُمْ وَلَا بَعْثُكُمْ إِلَّا كَنَفْسٍ وَاحِدَةٍ. Okay, now this will automatically upgrade the next update of the most, those who are in the most highest realm of reality, that is touching on the highest form of where divinity is residing, because that is where we are getting the information. Okay, that's real. Okay, that's why we cannot fear death, because we're always going to be there. That's where your work is. That's where your reality exists. Because there's no guilt, there's no doubt, there's no fear. Okay, this is the real story, not the religion, is what you can. Whether it is whichever. The only religion, not Buddhism and Hinduism is not religions. It's only that which was manipulated by the Vatican, by the Middle East, and by the Holy Lands. That's the subjected scriptures that was misinterpreted. Okay, يحرفون الكلمة عن مواضعه, and it creates a mythology, and it creates a pathology, and it creates a reality, but it's actually subjected to a fictional reality. So people, time to prepare now for the next age. It is going to become real now, inshallah. May Allah accept your jy het 'n lekker boeke tonight, het 'n lekker boeke vandag. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and shukran so much to you.
يا مصطفى كل شيء لله يا نورا من نور الله يا مصطفى